All right, my fellow chosen ones, let's get into this. You've probably experienced it. Waking up at odd hours before the sun even thinks about showing its face. Maybe it's 3 a.m., maybe it's 4:30 a.m., but it's early. And you're awake, lying there, wondering, why? Why is this happening to me? Why do I keep waking up before most people? Is it just a random quirk of my body? Or is there something deeper going on? Well, let me tell you, when you're on a spiritual path, nothing is random, not even the time you wake up. I'm going to dive deep into this for you, breaking down the 5 spiritual reasons why you, as a chosen one, keep waking up early. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll understand that waking up early isn't just an inconvenience, it's a calling. Let's start with the first reason. It's probably the one that hits home the hardest for most people. You are being called to a higher level of awareness. Think about it. When you wake up early, the world is quiet. There are no distractions, no noise, no demands. It's just you and the stillness of the early morning. In that space, your mind is clearer, your intuition is sharper, and your connection to the universe is stronger. The early hours of the morning are sacred. It's a time when the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world is thinner, and you're being given access to that quiet, powerful energy.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
That why are you specifically being called to wake up at this time? Because you're a chosen one. You have a unique purpose, a higher calling, and waking up early is part of your training. It's part of your preparation for what's to come. The universe is giving you this time to connect with your higher self, to receive insight, to meditate, to reflect, to plan. It's not just about waking up early, it's about waking up spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Now, I want you to think about this. When you wake up early, what do you do with that time? Do you lie in bed, scrolling through your phone, trying to fall back asleep? Or do you use that time to tune in to your inner wisdom? Because here's the truth. If you're waking up early and not using that time to go inward, you're missing out on one of the biggest spiritual gifts you've been given. The early morning hours are your time to connect with the divine, to receive messages, to prepare yourself for the day ahead in a way that most people never even think about. So the deep question I want to ask you right now is this: what are you doing to honor the calling you've been given? Are you using this time to deepen your spiritual practice, or are you letting it slip away? Because as a chosen one, it's not enough just to wake up. You have to wake up with intention. Now, let's move into the second reason why you, as a chosen one, are waking up early. This one is all about alignment. When you wake up early, you're aligning with the natural rhythms of the universe. You see, there's a reason why so many spiritual traditions talk about the importance of rising before the sun. It's not just about discipline or self-control. It's about aligning yourself with the natural flow of energy. In the early hours of the morning, the energy of the earth is still. It's like the calm before the storm of the day. And when you wake up during that time, you're tapping into that stillness. You're aligning yourself with the natural cycles of the universe. And when you're in alignment, everything flows more smoothly. You're more in tune with your inner guidance. You're more connected to your intuition. You're more focused, more grounded, more clear. But here's the thing. Alignment isn't just about waking up early. It's about how you wake up. Are you waking up with gratitude? Are you waking up with purpose? Or are you dragging yourself out of bed, resenting the fact that you're awake before you want to be? Because the energy you bring to those early morning hours sets the tone for the rest of your day. So, let me ask you this. How are you aligning yourself with the energy of the universe? Are you waking up with intention, with purpose, with gratitude? Or are you resisting the flow, fighting against the very thing that's trying to guide you? Because, as a chosen one, your alignment with the universe is everything. When you align yourself with the natural rhythms of life, you open yourself up to receive more abundance, more clarity, more insight. Now, let's dive into the third reason why you're waking up early. This one is all about preparation. You see, the universe is always preparing you for what's next. And for chosen ones, that preparation often comes in the form of waking up early. Why? Because the early morning hours are a time of deep reflection, of quiet planning, of getting yourself ready for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Think about it. When you wake up early, before the world is awake, you have time to sit with yourself. You have time to think clearly without distractions. You have time to plan your day, your week, your life. And that preparation is crucial for chosen ones. You're here to do big things. You're here to make an impact, to change the world in your own unique way. And that kind of work requires preparation. It requires foresight. It requires clarity. So let me ask you, how are you preparing yourself for what's to come? Are you using those early morning hours to reflect, to plan, to get clear on your goals and intentions? Or are you letting that time slip away? Because as a chosen one, you are being given this time for a reason. And, the universe is preparing you for something bigger, something greater. And if you're not using that time to get yourself ready, you're missing out on one of the most powerful tools you have. But preparation isn't just about planning your day or setting goals. It's about spiritual preparation. It's about getting your mind and body and spirit ready for the next phase of your journey. It's about clearing out the mental clutter, the emotional baggage, the spiritual blockages that are holding you back. And the early morning hours are the perfect time to do that. So here's a deep question for you to ponder. What are you doing to prepare yourself, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, for the next phase of your journey? Are you taking the time to clear out the old, to make space for the new, or are you holding on to things that are no longer serving you? All right, we've covered a lot so far, and there's more to come. But before we move forward, I want you to take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. You've been waking up early for a reason, and now you're starting to understand why. But the question is, are you ready to fully embrace this calling? Are you ready to step into the next level of your spiritual journey? All right, chosen ones, let's dive even deeper. We've talked about how waking up early is a call to higher awareness, about alignment, and about preparation. But now, we're going to explore something even more sacred: the power of stillness. You see, the moments just before dawn hold a kind of magic, a kind of energy that's unlike anything else. It's in that stillness, in that quiet, where you can truly connect with the divine. And this connection is one of the most profound reasons why you're waking up early. Think about it for a second. When you wake up before the rest of the world, everything is still. There's a calmness in the air, a quiet that you don't find at any other time of the day. It's as if the entire universe takes a breath, and in that moment, you are given a space to listen. Not just with your ears, but with your heart, your mind, your spirit. It's in that stillness where you can hear what the universe is trying to tell you. It's where you can receive divine guidance, insights, and wisdom that you might miss during the busyness of the day. But here's the thing: stillness is not just about the absence of noise. Stillness is an inner state. It's about quieting the mind, quieting the constant chatter, the worries, the thoughts that all result running through your head. It's about creating space within yourself to connect with something greater than yourself. And when you wake up early, you are being given a gift, the gift of time, to find that stillness. Let me ask you, when was the last time you sat in stillness? When was the last time you allowed yourself to just be, without doing, without thinking, without worrying? Because the truth is, in our modern world, we're always doing something. We're always moving, always thinking, always planning. But in the stillness of the early morning, you can reconnect with the essence of who you are. You can tap into the eternal wisdom that's always available to you, but often gets drowned out by the noise of everyday life. And this brings us to a powerful truth. The divine speaks in whispers. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand your attention. It waits for you to become still enough to listen. And that's why you're waking up early. You are being called to listen, not just to the external world, but to the internal world, to listen to your soul, to your intuition, to the divine guidance that's always there, waiting for you to tune in. But here's the thing: listening requires practice. It requires you to cultivate that inner stillness. It requires you to create space in your mind and in your heart for that guidance to come through. And the early morning hours are the perfect time for that practice. There's a reason why so many spiritual teachers and mystics throughout history have talked about the importance of waking up early to meditate, to pray, to reflect. It's because in those early hours, the energy of the world is different. It's more subtle, more refined. And when you align yourself with that energy, you open yourself up to receive in ways that are impossible during the chaos of the day. So, the deep question I want to ask you is this: are you creating space for stillness in your life? Are you allowing yourself to slow down, to listen, to connect with the divine guidance that's always available to you? Or are you filling every moment with activity, with noise, with distraction? Now, let's talk about how you can practically cultivate this stillness in your life. It's one thing to understand the importance of stillness, but it's another thing to actually practice it. And as a chosen one, it's essential that you not only understand this, but that you live it. The first step is mindful awareness. The next time you wake up early, instead of reaching for your phone or trying to get back to sleep, try this. Just sit in stillness. Don't do anything. Don't think about what you have to do later. Just sit and breathe. Notice the stillness around you. Notice the quiet. Allow yourself to become aware of the present moment. And in that awareness, see if you can feel the subtle energy that's present. It's like tuning into a frequency that you don't normally notice. It's always there, but you have to become still enough to feel it. And here's the thing. When you practice this kind of mindful awareness, you start to notice things that you didn't before. You start to feel more connected, more grounded, more in tune with your intuition. You start to receive insights and guidance that seem to come out of nowhere. But they're not coming from nowhere. They're coming from that deeper part of yourself, that part of you that's always connected to the divine. Another important practice is meditation. This doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler the better. When you wake up early, take 10 or 15 minutes to sit in meditation. Focus on your breath. Let your thoughts come and go without attaching to them. And just be. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to tap into that inner stillness. And the more you tap into that stillness, the more you open yourself up to receive divine guidance. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I'm not good at meditation. My mind is always racing. I can't sit still. And that's okay. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up. It's about making the effort to create space for stillness, even if your mind is busy. Over time, you'll find that it gets easier. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. But here's the thing, stillness isn't just about meditation either. It's about how you approach life. It's about bringing that sense of presence and awareness into everything you do. It's about finding moments of stillness throughout your day, even in the midst of activity. It's about learning to listen to the subtle guidance of your intuition, even when the world around you is noisy. So, let me ask you another deep question. How can you bring more stillness into your life? How can you create more space for that connection to the divine, for that sacred guidance? Because as a chosen one, that connection is your greatest asset. It's what will guide you through the challenges and uncertainties of life. It's what will help you stay aligned with your purpose, even when things get tough. All right. We've covered a lot in this part, but I want you to really take this in. Waking up early is not just about getting a head start on your day. It's about connecting with the divine in the stillness of the early morning hours. It's about creating space for that sacred connection, for that inner wisdom. And it's about learning to listen, to really listen, to the guidance that's always available to you. All right, chosen ones, let's keep this journey going. We've talked about stillness and how waking up early connects you to the divine. Now, let's shift our focus to something even more profound: purpose. You see, waking up early isn't just about finding peace or connecting with higher energies. It's also a powerful opportunity to awaken to your purpose. And as a chosen one, this is one of the most important reasons why the universe is nudging you awake at those early hours. Think about it. If you're waking up early, before the world starts moving, before the noise begins, you're being given a unique opportunity to focus, not just on your day-to-day tasks, but on your life's purpose. You're being invited to reflect on the bigger picture, to ask yourself the deep questions that most people never take the time to ask. Why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I meant to do in this lifetime? These are not small questions. And they're not questions you can answer when you're in the middle of rush hour traffic or buried under a pile of emails. These are the kinds of questions that require deep reflection. And the early morning hours are the perfect time for that. It's when your mind is freshest, when your intuition is strongest, and when the distractions of the world haven't had a chance to pull you away from your inner truth. So let me ask you, what is your purpose? And I don't mean that in a surface level, vague kind of way. I mean, really. Why are you here? What is the unique gift that you're meant to bring to the world? Because as a chosen one, you're not here by accident. You're here for a reason. You have something inside you that the world needs, and the universe is waking you up early to remind you of that. Now, here's the thing about purpose. It's not always clear. Sometimes it feels like a distant idea, something we can't quite grasp, and that's okay. Purpose is something that unfolds over time. It's something that reveals itself step by step as you align more and more with your true self. But in order for that process to happen, you have to create space for it. You have to be willing to sit in the uncertainty, to ask the tough questions, and to listen for the answers, even when they're not immediately clear. This is why waking up early is such a gift. It's your time to connect with your purpose, to reflect on your life's direction, and to make sure that you're living in alignment with your highest potential. Here's the thing, when you start your day with that kind of intention, everything changes. You move through your day with more clarity, more focus, more determination. You're not just going through the motions, you're living with purpose. But here's another deep truth that I want you to consider. Purpose isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. It's about how you show up in the world, how you live your life, how you interact with others. It's about the energy you bring to every moment. So even if you're not 100% sure what your larger mission is, you can still live with purpose by being present, by being kind, by being conscious of your actions and your impact on the world. Now, let's get practical for a moment. How can you use those early morning hours to connect with your purpose? One of the most powerful tools you can use is journaling. When you wake up early, take a few moments to write down your thoughts. Ask yourself questions like, what do I feel called to do today? How can I align my actions with my higher purpose? What steps can I take to move closer to my goals? By putting your thoughts on paper, you give them form. You take them out of the realm of ideas and bring them into the physical world. And the more you do this, the more clarity you'll find around your purpose. It's a process of discovery, and it unfolds over time. But by waking up early and using that time intentionally, you're accelerating that process. You're giving yourself the space to tune in to what really matters. Another powerful practice is visualization. When you wake up early, take a few minutes to visualize yourself living in alignment with your purpose. See yourself doing the work you're meant to do, living the life you're meant to live. Feel the emotions of joy, fulfillment, and peace that come from living in alignment with your highest potential. This isn't just a nice mental exercise, it's a way of training your mind and your energy to align with your purpose. And when you do that consistently, you start to attract the opportunities, people, and resources that will help you live that purpose. So, the deep question I want to leave you with for this part is this. Are you waking up with purpose? Are you using those early morning hours to reflect, to connect, to align with your highest potential? Or are you letting that time slip away, lost in distractions or mindless habits? Because as a chosen one, you are being given this time for a reason. The universe is calling you to wake up, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. And when you answer that call, when you step into your purpose, you unlock a level of power and clarity that most people never even touch. All right, we've covered a lot so far, but we're not done yet. There's one more layer to explore, and it's the most powerful of all. So take some time to reflect on what we've talked about here, and when you're ready, we'll dive into the final part. All right, chosen ones, we've come a long way. We've explored how waking up early connects you to stillness, how it aligns you with the divine, and how it opens the gateway to your purpose. But there's one final element we need to dive into, and this is the deepest of all, your spiritual destiny. Because waking up early isn't just about improving your day or even discovering your purpose. It's about preparing you for something much larger than yourself. It's about awakening to your destiny as a chosen one. You see, the universe doesn't wake people up early for no reason. Now, this is a sacred invitation, a call to rise, both literally and spiritually. When you wake up early, you're entering into a space where profound transformation can occur. You stepping into a time where the distractions of the world haven't yet taken hold, and in that space, you're being prepared for your greatest work. Think of it as a training ground, a preparation for the unfolding of your highest destiny. But what is destiny really? For a chosen one, destiny isn't just a future outcome or a predetermined path. It's the full expression of your soul's purpose in this lifetime. It's the ultimate alignment of who you are with the work you are meant to do in the world. And here's something most people don't realize. Destiny isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you co-create with the universe. And waking up early is part of your preparation for that co-creation. Let me ask you, what do you feel deep inside is your destiny? Not just your purpose, not just your next step, but the thing that your soul has been called to do in this world. What is the work that only you can do? What is the impact that only you can make? These aren't easy questions, and many people go through their entire lives without ever asking them, let alone answering them. But you're different. You're a chosen one, and that means you can't ignore these questions. They are the key to unlocking the life that was designed for you. Now let's get practical again. How do early mornings prepare you for your spiritual destiny? One of the most important ways is through clarity. In the early hours of the morning, when the world is still, you have the opportunity to cut through all the noise, all the distractions, and get clear on what truly matters. You can see beyond the daily struggles, beyond the surface level problems, and tap into the deeper currents of your life. This clarity is essential for living out your destiny, because without it, you're just moving through life on autopilot, reacting to whatever comes your way. But with clarity, you can move intentionally. You can make decisions that are aligned with your highest path. So, here's what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning when you wake up early again, take some time to get clear on your day, yes, but also take some time to get clear on your life. Ask yourself, what am I really working toward? Is what I'm doing today moving me closer to my destiny, or is it pulling me further away? These are the kinds of questions that will keep you aligned with your highest path. And remember, clarity is not something that comes all at once. It's something you cultivate over time, like a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. But there's another reason why waking up early prepares you for your spiritual destiny, and this one is all about discipline. You see, living out your destiny requires more than just dreams and visions. It requires action. It requires consistency. It requires you to show up day after day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, And waking up early is one of the most powerful ways to build that discipline. It's a daily practice of saying, I am committed to my path. I am committed to my growth. I am committed to becoming the person I was meant to be. Let's be real for a second. Waking up early isn't always easy. There are mornings when you just want to roll over and go back to sleep. There are mornings when you're tired, when you're unmotivated, when the bed feels way too comfortable to leave. But those are the mornings when discipline matters the most, because in those moments, you're not just choosing to wake up, you're choosing to discipline. You're choosing to show the universe that you're serious about your path, that you're willing to do what it takes to live out your highest potential. And here's a deep truth. Discipline leads to freedom. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but think about it. When you commit to waking up early, when you commit to living with intention, you free yourself from the chaos of the world. You free yourself from the distractions, the excuses, the procrastination that keeps most people stuck in mediocrity. And when you're free from all of that, you can move forward with clarity, with purpose, with focus. So, let me ask you, are you willing to embrace the discipline of waking up early, not just as a habit, but as a spiritual practice, as a way of preparing yourself for your destiny? Because when you do, you'll find that the early morning hours aren't just a time to get ahead. They're a time to become the person you were meant to be. And there's one more layer to this that we need to explore. Trust. Waking up early, stepping into your destiny, living with purpose. It all requires trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and most importantly, trust in the universe. You have to trust that you're being guided, that these early mornings are not just random, they're part of a bigger plan. You have to trust that even when you don't have all the answers, even when the path isn't clear, you're still moving in the right direction. So, the final deep question I want to leave you with is this. Can you trust the process? Can you trust that waking up early is part of your spiritual preparation, part of your journey toward your highest destiny? Can you trust that even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, you are being guided towards something greater? Because that's what waking up early is really about. It's not just about getting a head start on your day. It's about getting a head start on your destiny. It's about preparing yourself day by day, moment by moment, for the life you were meant to live. And as a chosen one, that life is not just about you, it's about the impact you're here to make on the world. That's it, chosen ones. You've now got the full picture of why you're waking up early. It's not a coincidence. It's a calling. It's a preparation. And ultimately, it's your path to awakening, to your highest potential, and stepping into your spiritual destiny with clarity, discipline, and trust.